Hello, Namaskara. And today's topic is about understanding the hypertension. This will be covering the what is hypertension, that is high blood pressure. The hypertension is the other name for the high blood pressure. What are the risk factors for the hypertension? How to diagnose it, and what are the measures to take care of this, and why we should take care of this problem. So, dear friends, we have what is called as normal blood pressure and the high blood pressure. When we say when there is high blood pressure is abnormal and normal blood pressure is normal. That means to say that each and every one of us should have some hypertension, some blood pressure to sustain the life. So this is because the provision of the nutrients like the oxygen and the other nutrients to the tissues and the cell is dependent on the BP. The BP has to perfuse the tissues, then provide the oxygen and other nutrients to the cells and to the cells all over the body. So, high blood pressure is when the blood pressure becomes abnormal. Let me tell you what is this high blood pressure and what is this blood pressure. So, how the pressure is generated in a normal individual. Dear friends, let me give an analogy to you. We have a pump in our sump and we switch it on. The pump keeps working and pumps the water through the pipes to the overhead tank. When this pump is on and it pushes the water out of the sump, the water which is flowing through the pipes is going to exert some pressure on the walls of the pipes, and similarly that force is called as blood pressure. And similarly we have a pump in our body, that is our heart. Heart pumps about 72 times in a minute, and during these 72 minutes it pumps nearly about 5 liters of the blood, and this blood flows through the pipes which are called as blood vessels, and the flowing blood is going to exert some pressure on the walls of the blood, some pressure or some force on the walls of the blood vessels, and this force is called as the blood pressure. And this blood pressure can be measured in so many ways, and we have the instrument that is used to measure the blood pressure is a sphygmomanometer. It is called as mercury sphygmomanometer. In addition, we have anerid sphygmomanometers, and we have these days the digital sphygmomanometers or electronic sphygmomanometers. So in addition, the BP can be measured in the office, the doctor's office, or in the hospital, or it may be measured at home. If it is measured at home, it is called as home BP. And if there is another device nowadays we have which is called as ambulatory BP apparatus. So in this particular situation, let me highlight that the BP can be diagnosed simply by using sphygmomanometer in the doctor's office, at home, and when the person is ambulatory. So what is the reason why we should know about all these methods of establishing the diagnosis of high BP or high blood pressure is the diagnostic targets for diagnosis of the high blood pressure is different for the office BP and home BP measurement, and also ambulatory BP monitoring of the measurements. So for the office BP, the cutoff to diagnose the BP is for anything more than 140 and 90. Suppose if these days what the doctors are supposed to do is to give them an electronic device. Electronic devices are available everywhere now. And the price ranging anywhere from 2,500 to 3,500. And thus electronic device can be easily used to measure the IBP. And I advise them, I give them on the rental basis, and then I advise them and educate them how to use it, and advise them to measure the BP for 3 days and record the BP and come after 3 days. So once if they come after the 3 days, I'll see whether his BP is normal or not, and then make the diagnosis of the BP. For home BP measurement, the diagnostic cutoffs are 135/85. In addition to this, we have what is called as ambulatory BP monitoring, where the BP apparatus is always tied to the body of the person, and it moves on and it carries on if it is a daily work, the routine, and this BP device measures the BP every 4 minutes. At the end of the 24 hours, it gives the average of the BP. Here the diagnostic target is 130 and 80. So these are all the different methods of establishing the diagnosis. Then, once if the BP is above these targets which I just mentioned, the BP is established. Once if we establish the diagnosis, we have to know what are all the factors which are responsible for the BP, high blood pressure. So let me tell you about the factors. I want all of you to give attention to these factors. The common factors which are responsible for the BP in a given individual are lack of physical activity, consumption of the alcohol in excess, smoking, and then unhealthy lifestyle activities. And in addition to these, we have some other factors like age of the person, and then high salt intake, and obesity. Obesity is one of the factors which is responsible for the high BP. In addition to the BP, the obesity gives rise to other problems like diabetes also. So these are all the factors which are responsible for the BP in a given individual. If you remember this, I like you to remember all these factors which are responsible for the production of the high BP, so that you can find out what are the ways to address these problems. So these are the factors we have to remember as the etiological factors and the risk factors for the hypertension. So having known that, once if we diagnose the BP as high blood pressure, and what all can be done to address this. So we have so many ways, and today I am going to touch upon only the non-pharmacological, I mean to say the management of the high BP without the drugs. This is what is called as lifestyle modification in the management of communicable, non-communicable diseases like high BP, diabetes, cancer, and obesity. These are the diseases which are classified as non-communicable diseases. Now, having said that, what are the measures we can take without taking the drugs to manage the high BP? Difference I have already told you in the beginning, that one of the common risk factors for the in the production or in the genesis of the high blood pressure is lack of physical activity. So now you can guess in what way we can address this problem. So it's easy to guess the answer, to have the regular physical activity to address the high blood pressure. So what I mean to say is, at least one should have a regular physical activity, a brisk walking, at least for 30 minutes every day, either in the morning or the evening, every days of a week, at least for 7 days, all the 7 days in a week. That is good enough, and this is going to bring about the reduction in the BP about 6 to 8 mm of the BP. So it is an easy, safe method to address the problem. Then I was telling that the high salt intake also is one of the risk factors to for the production of the high BP. So a normal Indian diet contains about 4 to 6 grams of the sodium, that is salt, in the diet. in all South Indian diet. So it is just enough for us to maintain the blood pressure, which is essential. But if anything added over and above this, that becomes excess salt intake. So we have to avoid the extra table salt, like putting extra salt to the rice and extra salt to the curds or the buttermilk, or eating the salty bakery items like salty biscuits and salty breads. These are and other chips and other items, so that we can cut down the salt intake. So in nutshell, the whatever the salt that is used to cook the sambar, that's good enough for us. Anything extra is excess and we have to cut down. And I have addressed the second factor of high salt intake. Then coming to the smoking has to be fit. The smoking increases the risk of the hypertension. Whether it's a cigarette, whether it is BD, or any form of the tobacco is harmful, and it is a risk factor for hypertension, and hence it has to be fit. And coming to the alcohol intake, I was telling that high alcohol consumption is harmful. That means to say that there is some amount of alcohol which can be taken without harm to the body. So that means how much is safe and at what level it is dangerous. Let me say about 23 grams to 25 grams of alcohol can be taken safely every day. Anything beyond that is harmful. So excess alcohol should be avoided to avoid the. And similarly, we have so many other ways to address the BP. That is reduction of the body weight. And to reduction of the body weight, of course, obesity is on rise not only in India, everywhere in the world, not only in the urban areas and also in the rural areas also, because of the change in the lifestyle and of course the improvement in the socio-economical state of the individuals. So for that, one has to remember that just doing the physical exercise is not the only way to reduce the body weight. We should cut down the food intake also. So more details can be obtained by a dietitian or your family physician or your regular physician. So having said all these, and why should we take care of the hypertension at all, and in what way we can take care of the high blood pressure is, and we have to regularly monitor the BP, and also we have to be compliant about the medication that are prescribed by your doctor. So today's topic was only on the non-medical or non-pharmacological management of the hypertension. Having said all this, if the question arises in the minds of the people, why we should bother about the hypertension? So the reason is simple. Blood pressure is described as a silent killer. In majority of the people, the blood pressure doesn't cause any symptoms to the patient. In a small percentage, like 5 to 15% of the cases, the blood pressure may manifest as headache, sometimes giddiness in some of the people. Otherwise, unless it causes the complications like the stroke, the people will not know that they are having the BP. So in addition, the BP should be taken care, should be controlled with visiting the doctors regularly, because it can cause kidney failure, it can cause heart failure, it can cause unconsciousness, and also it can cause stroke also. Because of these reasons, we have to be very regular in monitoring the BP and also adhering to the medication that are prescribed by your physician. I think with this I'll conclude my talk. In the next video, we may think of the drugs which can be used to take care of the hypertension.